Hi, Grizzlies, and welcome back to another episode of Grizzly True Crime. My name is Gisela K, and today we're getting an update from this case that I shared in April this year of this boy who was found in a suitcase. I'm going to give you a full recap. That's why I started a little bit early so that we can just go over what I made for you then. And so that when the press conference starts, we can all be up to speed with it. So thank you so much for being here. As always, if you wouldn't mind taking care of leaving your DNA on the thumbs up button, sharing as well, especially to Twitter with the hashtag. For now, what I'm using is boy found in suitcase. I hope that after today, we will know who this little boy was and why he ended up in a suitcase in the woods. My goodness. So, okay. Thank you. Also, thank you to the mods who are here. Thank you, members. If lots of people join the stream and we go to subscribers only mode or slow mode, just know that slow mode, this is something I just learned recently. Members, do you know that with slow mode does not apply to you? I think that's such a cool perk. So, if you don't ever want to be restricted by slow mode, then become a member. All right. So, let's have a look at this slide that I made in April 2022. Then we'll look at some articles and then we'll wait for the press conference. So they say on Saturday, April 16th, this was 2022, a mushroom hunter, Jeff Meredith, discovered this suitcase, like literally this exact suitcase right here, okay, in a wooded area in Indiana around 7:30 p.m. What he found inside disturbed him so much that he remains traumatized about it. Okay, so that's that little bit that we know. I saw a message here. Oh, yeah. Ramlin Rome says town named him Angel. Hope we find his real name. Exactly. I really hope we learn his real name, but also who did that, why, and is there going to be justice for him, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's continue looking at this. The bag was found 80 feet, 24 meters from the road on a dead end. It was on East Holder Road. Inside, he found the body of a boy. When I first saw that little fella, immediately I felt that he was telling me, "Help me, I need help," he said. He deserves to have a name, Meredith said. Just like you and I, we've got a name, and we want a name put on our stones when we are gone, and he deserves that. He paused, shifted focus, looked directly into the camera, and pleaded, "If anybody out there knows anything, please come forward, because that 5-year-old boy needs you now more than ever to give his dignity back to him." So, what do we know about the boy? And that I hope today we'll know more information. But what do we know so far? And there hasn't been much news on it. I have been keeping an eye on it. Thank you also to everyone who emailed me about this press conference. Even though I've been keeping an eye, didn't know about the press conference unless you guys emailed me, tweeted me, and all of that. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you also to all the patrons that sent me messages. It really helped a lot because, whoa, press conference today? Damn, I hope lots more people learn about it and then we can figure out what happened here. So what do we know about the boy? He is between the age of 5 and 8, likely closer to 5 years old. This is what law enforcement said, right? He's approximately 4 feet tall and has a slender build. He's a black boy with a short haircut, and his teeth were in good condition. He appeared well cared for. An autopsy was conducted, but a cause of death has not been determined. A toxicology report is being conducted. Later, I remember doing an update on this where I think they said, we'll go over that. I'm just jogging my own memory here too. So they say name brand Revo of the bag, approximate price $300. Likely specs would be exterior dimensions. I measured the bag and all of this. I was trying to share this in case anyone's, seen the bag, because this is a semi-custom design. I believe you can find them in a few places. But this is the bag that somebody put him in and then discarded of him in the woods. My goodness. So I don't think I have to go over all that again, right? There's a 10-year warranty and all of that. So they say Indiana State Police have created a national tip line in hopes of getting more information on the case. That number is 1-888-437-6432, and it can be used from anywhere in the United States. That's what they say. A candlelight vigil was held for the boy on Sunday, April 24th by a local church. I believe there were multiple vigils held, and the community's really never forgotten him. They called him Angel, and I'm sure they're watching too. So if they are here, thank you for being here. If you have any information to share, please let me know. I'll keep my eye on the chat if I can. Yeah, this is it. David Gray. That's also what I remember. I'm going to go over these articles now just to make sure, because I don't want to, say that if it isn't that. But that is what I remember as well. I thought they said he died of dehydration caused from some type of gastrointestinal problem. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I just want to see if there's another slide here. Please share. He deserves justice and dignity. Okay, so that's my little slide. And then we've got this over here, which is where they said they'll be streaming the press conference. So I've got this open, this WTHR 13. I've got this one as well, WLKY. And then we've got the Facebook page here of WTHR TV. So that's going to happen in the next 13 minutes. So let's quickly go over this where they say Indiana State Police to provide update on boy found dead in suitcase. It's been more than 6 months since the child was found in a rural part of southern Indiana. His identity is still unknown. Wow. Okay, so Indiana State Police will have soon an update regarding the little boy who was found dead inside a suitcase in a rural part of southern Indiana earlier this year. The department spokesperson said the agency will be holding a press conference tomorrow morning, that's today, 10:30 a.m., that's Eastern Time. It's been more than 6 months since the child was found, and his identity is still unknown. Tune into WHAS 11 tomorrow, that's today, as we'll be streaming the entire press conference here and on all our digital platforms. Very nice. I'll be looking here. The background. On April 16th, Jeff Meredith was out mushroom hunting in a rural wooded area of Washington County. As he walked, he spotted something unusual. About 80 feet off the road was a bright blue, yellow, and red suitcase sitting in a place it didn't belong. Meredith said he saw the suitcase and immediately thought to call police, but he hesitated. He thought if they came all the way out there and it turned out to just be a suitcase, he'd feel like a fool. So he opened it. Inside, he found the body of a young boy. He's described by police as a 5-year-old African-American male, about 4 feet tall, with a slim build and short haircut. It bothers me, Meredith, a grandfather of 5 children, said. But it ain't about me. It's about that little boy that they threw away like he was a piece of trash. That's what bothers me more than anything in the world. ISP searched local missing children's reports, even expanding the search nationally, but nothing ever turned up. Somebody knows something, Sergeant Carrie Hull said in May. A month later, ISP would release the child's autopsy report, providing more details into how he died, which I believe I covered as well. I've covered this case. Whenever there was news on this case, I covered it. But I think with the autopsy, I may have made a short. They say, according to the report, the boy died from an electrolyte imbalance, most likely due to dehydration. The toxicology report was negative. Despite not knowing the child's identity, the Salem community came together in June to give the young boy a proper funeral. We never knew him in life, but he has drawn us together with love and kindness, Washington County Sheriff's Department Sergeant Matt Hine said. Hine, yeah. A service for Angel in Salem, Indiana. 46 days after a mushroom hunter found the body of a boy in a suitcase, Washington County gathered for a memorial. The boy is now in an unnamed grave. So here we'll see some pictures. It's always amazing when communities pull together like this, It's really amazing to see. Gives one hope in humanity, huh? Okay. So I'm going to be monitoring this. Let's just see this video here quickly.
They believe he's 5 years old. Plus, they released the exact location where a mushroom hunter found the body, the suitcase, on East Holder Road. WHS 1119's Tom Lally is there tonight with families and officers, hoping this information leads to answers.
It's a lot of stuff to process.
The boy found just off their road.
I mean, in our little community, something dramatic, so sorry.
There are few words and fewer answers, so police are releasing new information in hopes of finding the person responsible.
He did not put himself there and wind up approximately 80 feet off the roadway in a heavily wooded area by himself.
He was found in this closed suitcase. The name brand is Revo. It's the kind you would remember seeing. We're also learning new information about the unidentified child through an autopsy just completed today.
Based on the dental condition, the teeth were clean, in good shape. He appeared well cared for. And we're also saying, based on the teeth, that we're looking at a child probably around 5 years old. So we were saying 5 to 8, probably closer to the 5-year age range at this point.
For the first time tonight, we can say that we are in the same woods where this boy's body was found. I talked with neighbors who live along the road. They say it's a rural area. They only see cars on this road if they're visiting someone here or if they got lost and they're turning around.
I can't imagine putting a child in a suitcase and just tossing them outside side of the road.
Neighbors here say they're nervous to speak out, but feel compelled to give a voice to the kid.
I'd like to know a name. I don't know why that means so much to me. Everybody has a name.
Police say that information would be their biggest clue.
So if we can identify this young man, then it's going to go forward. The investigation can take leaps and bounds forward.
But right now, they're still waiting for someone to come forward with this child's identity and for lab results on a toxicology report, which will take weeks. At the moment, this is what they have: a distinctive suitcase found in the woods, evidence they're hoping someone recognizes. In Washington County, Tom Lally, the WHAS 11 night team, on your side.
Okay, so we'll be waiting here for the press conference. They say update coming Wednesday in case of unidentified boy found in suitcase. So this is happening, the press conference, in 7 minutes. This will happen in April of 2022. For those of you just rolling in, if you want to go just a little bit back and speed through that at 1.5 speed, the presentation, you'll be all caught up. I've also got a whole bunch in the description box, so that should help too. They say 13 News will air the press conference live on all digital platforms, including the WTHR streaming platform, available on Roku, on Amazon Fire TV. Indiana State Police are planning to provide an update on a case involving a little boy.
Police are searching for a man who didn't return to a low-level minimum security facility in South Bend. Take a look at your screen right now. This is who police are looking for. 21-year-old Shahid.
There you go. Can't hear a thing. Okay, I must unmute it when the press conference starts. So where was I? My goodness. Last Sunday marked 6 months since a mushroom hunter stumbled upon a Las Vegas suitcase deep in the woods and high in the hills. Wow. Okay. Whew, this case, it's quite something, huh? Let's just close that. What is going on here? Sorry, this page is just jumping all over the place. It wants me to watch all these other videos. Goodness me. The suitcase was not far from a dead-end road. A state police sergeant who has lived in Washington County his whole life told 13 News he didn't even know this road existed. Inside, he found a dead child described by police as a 5-year-old African-American male, about 4 feet tall with a slim build and short haircut. A month later, ISP released autopsy results showing the boy died of an electrolyte imbalance. The Washington County community laid the young boy to rest in June, marking his grave with a phrase, "In loving memory of a little boy known but to God." ISP officials said their investigation into the boy's identity and who could be responsible for leaving his body in those woods is still ongoing. Anyone who recognizes the suitcase or has additional information on the incident should contact police using the tip line 1-888-437-6432. All right. In 5 minutes, the press conference will be happening. So let's just see this one as well, just to see what we've missed. Let's look at this video here.
Who was discovered Saturday evening. We had a news conference yesterday asking for the public's help so we could identify this child. And right now,
so this was from April.
That is the number one point of this investigation, to find out who this child is. At this point, we still do not have that information. So despite the numerous news articles and TV coverage and social media posts, we don't have that answer. And that is our number one goal at this point, is to find out the identity and the name of this child. And he deserves, to be heard. So that's what we're asking the public's help. We're continuing to ask for the public's help to keep this at the forefront so that we can get that call. Obviously, this is a 5 to 8 year old young man. somebody was taking care of him. He was in somebody's custody and care for his daily needs and for support. And we still haven't received any information.
I'm just going to pause it there because we've only got 4 minutes. I see. Thank you so much, you guys, for sharing this with me. It says boy found in suitcase on Facebook. It says update identified as Cairo Jordan. It's really sad to see because we didn't know who he was this whole time. It would be sad no matter what, but oh my word, this is just so heartbreaking. Update, they say police say the little boy's body was found in this suitcase. See photo, and here's the photo. On East Holder, which is between New Pekin and South Boston. Dedicated tip line 888-437-6432. Unidentified child's body found, Washington County, Indiana, April 16th, 2022. And here they said male, black, 5 to 8, 4 foot, slim build, black hair. The body of a young boy was found in a heavily wooded area not far from the roadway by a person who was mushroom hunting in the area. It appeared the child died within the last week. The cause of death has not been released, so we already have that it was released later. And so, oh man, let's just read more over here. Let's look at pictures of him. Shame. Wow, we've got a name now, you guys. So, Cairo Jordan. Wow. Okay. Shame. So today we'll find out what happened. Yep, there's the suitcase. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. So let's go here. Indiana authorities create national tip line to help identify this deceased boy. Yes. Okay. So, wow. Good job for them for identifying him. That's really, really good news that they were able to. They say somebody out there who knows who this child is. Okay. So at 2 minutes to the press conference, I'm just checking. I think this is an older article. Yes. Okay. So let's have a look. Let's go to Facebook again and update this to see, is there anything? Waiting for that press conference. It's somewhere. We're going to find it somewhere. As I said earlier in my messages, if you guys have a link to the press conference, please send it to me. Because that's what we're waiting for. ISP Sellersburg. Okay. Sure. I'm a bit in shock now that we saw his face. I'm like, what? Oh my word. So yeah, there he is. Sure. Goodness me. So here we go. Let's just see. Okay, I might have to put slow mode on. I'll have a look quickly. Just hold on 1 second. Thank you so much. WLKY. Okay, I'm getting links. Ooh, okay. Even WFLA will have it. Cool. I'm just going to take this off for a second. I'll just keep them on standby. Yeah, WFLA is also live with it, so we'll keep them there in case we can't find it ourselves. I've got the WLKY one. Waiting for it. Should be happening any minute now. Kamari says WTHR TV says they're going to stream it. You're in the right place. The thing is, you know how many times we've had these live streams and we go where they say that it's going to be and then we can't find it. And it's like, what? So yeah, I've got it here as well. I've got this open in case. Can't see anything. Oh, yeah, here we go. Nice. And I better boost the sound in the meantime. Hey. This side. I'll be next to you.
You guys good if I start, or you need me to wait a few seconds?
Okay.
Good morning. Thank you to everybody who came here today. We appreciate your assistance, and we're going ask for your continued assistance in this matter, in this case today. So we're thankful for everybody that's here. This is a message that we want to get out to everybody and spread across the country. So it's a bittersweet day. Bitter because no matter what progress is made, what happens in the case, we're still dealing with the tragic death of a precious young child. And that, unfortunately, we can't change that. So bitter in that way, but, the wheels of justice do turn and we do make progress. And so we have information today regarding the case that we're thankful that we're able to come here with that information today and keep moving forward to answer a lot of questions and, again, to ask for your assistance. So I'm just going to, with me today, I'm Sergeant Kerry Halls, the Public Information Officer for the Sellersburg Post, Indiana State Police. With me today is Tara Coates Hunt. She's the Chief Prosecuting or Deputy Prosecutor with the Washington County Prosecutor's Office. Again, this is a Washington County, Indiana case, and their office will be handling it, as well as the lead detective in this case, Detective Matt Busick from the Indiana State Police here in Sellersburg. Also have Sheriff Brent Miller from the Washington County Sheriff's Department with us today, and we're just thankful for the support of everybody here. Just a brief overview on this case. April 16th of this year, 2022, a young child was found deceased in a very distinctive suitcase on Holder Road in southeast Washington County near Pekin, Indiana. Holder Road is a dead-end road. It's very isolated, not heavily traveled at all. And that was back on April 16th again. At that time, when we were first notified of the child being discovered, very little information was there for our units, our detectives, our officers to work with. There were no witnesses. There were no family members. There were no acquaintances that came forward with any type of information. We only had what we had there at the scene, and that was it. We had worked almost instantaneously with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, and any lead from that also proved unsuccessful. No matches to any child that was listed as missing. We had thousands of tips. We did have a dedicated tip line that's still open. Thousands of tips have come in over the past months. Again, this has been approximately 6 months since April 16th on that tragic morning or evening. Thousands of tips came in. Unfortunately, none of those tips were associated with this case. But we are very grateful for those tips that came in. We're grateful for the public's interest in this case, obviously wanting justice for this young boy. Again, at the time, we advised that it was a approximately 5-year-old black male child who was found in that suitcase with no apparent signs of trauma. But we are thankful for all those tips that came in. And we do want the public's help, obviously. And we're thankful for their attention to this case. An autopsy was performed shortly after that. And again, there was no signs of physical trauma that we could detect. The autopsy did not detect any signs of physical trauma that was readily available or seen. The autopsy listed the cause of death as electrolyte imbalance that caused a viral gastroenteritis. Again, I'm not a doctor, so I can't explain all that, but that was the cause of death listed on the autopsy. Also, at that time, toxicology reports did not reveal anything. There was nothing in the toxicology reports that would lead us to a cause of death. From the onset, detectives and crime scene technicians and Indiana State Police laboratory personnel utilized physical evidence in hopes of discovering, determining, and locating a suspect in this case. I want to emphasize that no crime scene evidence technologies were spared in this case, in this investigation by the Indiana State Police, including those available only through federal and outside agencies. So we utilized everything we could. Anything that was a possibility was looked into, and the department was 100% behind it. Any type of funding or anything like that was needed. There was nothing spared in this case. As a result of physical evidence and the investigation itself, Our detectives were able to identify 2 suspects in this case. And detectives were also able to identify the deceased child. On October 14th, based on information in this investigation, the Washington County Circuit Court issued 2 felony warrants, arrest warrants. One for Dawn Elaine Coleman, 40, of Shreveport, Louisiana. Another for Dewan, and I'm not sure about the pronunciation on this, Ludi Anderson. Dewan Ludi Anderson, 37, of Atlanta, Georgia, who is the mother of the deceased child. Those felony warrants were for neglect of a defendant resulting in death, a level 1 felony, as well as obstruction of justice, a level 6 felony. As a result of the information gathered in this investigation, Detective Matt Busick, who is the lead investigator, and Detective Chris Tucker, also from the Indiana State Police Post here in Sellersburg, traveled to California. On October 19th, just a few days ago, Detective Busick located and arrested Dawn Coleman with the assistance of the San Francisco PD. This investigation is ongoing and continuing. As a result of information that's still being worked on in this investigation, the 2 also traveled to Los Angeles, the Los Angeles metro area after arresting Dawn Coleman. They were unsuccessful in locating Dewan Anderson, but they believed she could possibly be. Again, the investigation continues, and as a result of information that's gathered on Tuesday, October 25th, the Washington County Circuit Court issued an arrest warrant for murder for the mother, Dewan Anderson. Again, units were unsuccessful in locating Dewan Anderson in the Los Angeles metro area, if I did not make that clear. On Tuesday, that arrest warrant was issued for murder for Dewan Anderson. Dewan Anderson is currently at large. Again, she is the mother of the deceased. She's described as a Black female, approximately 5'5", around 135 pounds. In her last known photo, which I have here courtesy of the Louisville Metro Corrections Department, she had dark brown hair at that time, short, dark, very dark brown hair. Again, this is the last known official photo that we have of her. We're going to attempt to get better photos. We believe we can get another better photo. Again, she's from Georgia, and we're going to attempt to get a better photograph of her for you. Dewan Anderson is last known to have been in the Echo Park area of Los Angeles, California. But since this investigation began, she's traveled to several locations west, including Houston, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, San Diego, and San Francisco. At this time, her whereabouts is unknown. So again, she's at large, and we're looking for the public's assistance in locating her. At this time, we can also identify, excuse me, identify the young man that was found in the suitcase. He was Cairo Amar Jordan. Cairo Amar Jordan was from Atlanta, Georgia, excuse me. He was 5 years old at the time of his death. And Cairo would have turned 6 this past Monday on October 24th. Again, Cairo Amar Jordan, he was 5, from Atlanta, Georgia. The Georgia the Bureau of Investigations has assisted us in this case as well, and they have made contact with his family members after we were able to get more confirmation that the boy was in fact Cairo, which, this investigation has a lot of twists and turns, a lot of information. It may sound like it just moves methodically based on the information I read. So please know that this probable cause affidavit that we'll hand out has a lot of information. that's still just the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot of information in this case. So realize that, we're still not going to be able to answer every in and out of this investigation, but we're giving you as much as we possibly can. I will give you a copy of that probable cause affidavit. That probable cause affidavit is for Coleman, who again was arrested in San Francisco just a few days ago. That's all the information I have at this time. Detective Busey, would you like to make any statements as far as? No. Okay. So Ms. Coleman will be transported here to Indiana sometime within the next under 30 days. She will be here on Indiana soil to answer to those charges. Again, we need the public's help in locating the mother, Dewan Anderson. So I've shown that photo. We'll have that photo for you to go out and hopefully a better photo. But we desperately want the public's help in finding her and bringing her to justice. This whole case is all about justice for Cairo. That's the only thing this case has ever been about. So I know there's been lots of questions and why don't we do this and why don't we do that? The investigators have a lot of information and they all have their reasons, but the main reason is the integrity of this case and so that justice is served. And so even some things that may seem obvious, that why wouldn't you do this? There are reasons why they can't. And if we have done some of those suggestions that come in from the public and from the media, it's very possible we wouldn't be standing here today. We would have nobody in handcuffs. We would have nobody in jail right now, bringing them back for a trial. So just understand that there's always a reason. We don't take obviously anything lightly at all. It's a very serious investigation. Again, the department's held nothing back on this investigation for our detectives to be able to do what they need to do. So having said that, that's all the information I have at this time. We can take a few moments maybe for a few questions. Again, I'm not going to get into specifics. I've given you a lot. And I will give you the probable cause affidavit that you can look into. Can you provide the spelling? Yeah, the spelling. Sure. Again, I'll start at the beginning. The first arrest, Dawn, D-A-W-N, Elaine, E-L-A-I-N-E, Coleman, C-O-L-E-M-A-N. She was 40, from Shreveport, Louisiana. The mother and currently at large, Dewan, D-E-J-U-A-N-E. The middle name spelling, I'm not positive on the pronunciation. The spelling is L-U-D-I-E. Last name of Anderson, common spelling A-N-D-E-R-S-O-N. 37, from Atlanta, Georgia. Cairo, Amar Jordan. C-A-I-R-O-A-M-M-A-R Jordan, J-O-R-D-A-N. And he is also from Atlanta, Georgia.
What's Don's relation?
Excuse me?
What is Don Coleman's relation to anyone?
We can't get into that right now. As far as I don't have all the specifics that we're going to get into, but not related physically that I know of, the information that I have.
Do they have any ties to this area at all? Was she in Metro Corrections? Is that
She was, that photo was provided by Louisville Metro Corrections. She was arrested by LMPD a few weeks prior to this case beginning. So my knowledge is they were only here temporarily. I'm sure you guys will do your due diligence and look into the background.
What was she charged with? Do you know?
I don't have that information specifically in front of me. I believe it was some type of a theft charge, but I can't say that for sure.
Have you spoken with Cairo's father?
The Georgia, yes, detectives from this agency have spoken with family members, and we also were assisted by the Georgia Bureau of Investigations.
When you arrested Dawn, what did you say about what happened?
Well, we don't get into any comments about that are made, any statements, any witness statements or suspect statements. But she was arrested. She was, interviewed as part of this investigation.
But what were they doing in Washington County?
Do you want to answer that? Do you want any issues with me just giving general background on that? Yeah, they weren't from this area. They were passing through. Again, when you guys do your due diligence and investigating backgrounds, you'll probably come up with some accurate conclusions as to why they may have been in this area. That would have been about the time of the, if I correct me, that would have been somewhere around the time of the Kentucky Derby in the springtime, but I'm not positive on that.
Do you know if she had any other children?
I do not have any information on other siblings or family members or any children for her.
So for the two charges, the obstruction of justice and the neglect of dependent resulting in death, if convicted, what's the maximum sentence?
Can you speak to that? Or would you like to speak to that at all? They're both felonies. You know, one is a level 1 felony. The other is a level 6 felony. So a level 1 felony is basically, you know, it's the most serious other than murder, which is just listed as a felony. A level 1 felony is the most severe felony. So it's, you know, I don't have the specifics right now as the maximum they could be sentenced to.
Have they offered any kind of suggestion or why they left the child in a suitcase and on a dead road?
Again, lots of information, and some information is in the probable cause affidavit. We're not going to speak to that this morning. Again, it is an ongoing investigation. We're still looking for one, but there's a lot of information that you will have access to in the probable cause affidavit. So we don't speak as an agency. It's our rule not to speak towards any statements or any motives. We don't speak to any of that.
Are both of the charges for both of the individuals the first?
The first two charges I listed, neglect and obstruction of justice, those charges stand for both. We have a murder warrant listed for DeJuan Anderson, the mother.
Can you address at all why this has become a murder case?
Again, just information that's gathered. You know, the detectives have gone through a lot of information, tons of interviews. You know, in the last few days, lots of information to come over and specialists to work with. So, you know, as a whole, the information that they have makes our department and the prosecutor's office confident in a murder charge, and that's why that warrant's out there. Again, we have probable cause for that murder warrant. So PC affidavit, again, has lots of information listed. You won't have the PC affidavit for Anderson because she is not in custody. That is not a public document. But the other PC affidavit has lots of information. Again, that's just kind of the tip of the iceberg. We don't put everything, a whole case, into a PC affidavit, just what's needed to establish probable cause.
Was there any information that Cairo could have been in danger or that authorities had been called on his mother before for his safety or anything like that?
I don't at this time have that information, but I don't have information that's saying that that's the case.
Or was he enrolled in school?
I don't have that information at this time.
Speak about just the importance of getting the public's help. Obviously,
right.
You all relied on tips from day one.
Right.
And just in locating, I mean, the suspect,
right.
The child's mother.
Again, we had the special tip line. We asked for tips. We got thousands of tips. Unfortunately, none of them were successful. To my knowledge, Cairo, or to our knowledge, Cairo was never listed as a missing person. He was not listed as a missing child. Nobody ever reported him missing. So that would have helped, obviously, had that information been in a system someplace. So that's responsible. People who are responsible for his care and well-being have to do that. That's nothing we can control.
Because parts of these crimes cross state lines and the investigation obviously cross state lines, why has the state of Indiana and Washington County made a point of adjudicating this here?
That's very good question. Long story short, basically, that's where the body was located, and the way the law is written, it can stand at that location. We can assume things. We may have information for different locations, but in the end, the child's body was found deceased at that location.
Any idea where the child died specifically? Was it in Georgia? Was it on the West Coast?
Again, we can't get into all the specifics of the case, but we can say that he was deceased, when he was located at that location.
What does justice for Cairo look like for you all who have been investigating this for 6 months? I can tell that everyone's feeling emotional in this room. What does justice look like for you? Justice means bringing everybody who's responsible for this death here and having them stand and go through the system and be found, justice served through the court system. We want justice for Cairo. Many, many sleepless nights for our detectives and officers involved in this. It's not just our department. It's the Washington County Sheriff's Department was the first officer on scene. The gentleman who found him, the mushroom hunter, if you recall from the original news release, who found him, the whole community came together. Many of you were there for the funeral where he was laid to rest and given a proper burial and the recognition that we could and the honor that we could for him at that time. So
justice, for everybody means bringing those responsible for his death before the public to stand trial.
The break in the case then was physical evidence that led first to the suspects or first to identifying Cairo?
Physical evidence, and again, I won't get into exact physical evidence, but physical evidence led to suspects. And, as the investigation continues, it all kind of snowballs or expands.
How difficult or easy was it to find Dawn Coleman, and where was she found exactly in San Francisco?
I don't have the specific location where she was located, but, our detectives, our crime scene analysts, our crime scene technicians have a lot of advanced technology and systems at their use to look in and utilize. Sometimes it's successful, sometimes it's not, but they had a lot of different technologies that they utilized. Specifically how they did that, I can't get into that, but just know that a lot of people were working on this case here, Indianapolis, all over, trying to assist in this.
Are you aware that if Cairo he was in his mother's custody at the time of his death?
Say that one more time.
Was he? Did his mother have full custody of Cairo?
I don't have specific information on the custody, legal custody, but obviously, with the charges, we know that he was with her. So as far as who has physical, official, legal custody, I believe that could be the case, but I don't have that specific answer in front of me.
How is it becoming so difficult to find a mother? What happened? You went to LA and then couldn't find her.
Right. Again, sometimes, it's just like anything else. Things change. They may have information that's available, and over time that information can stop. Again, we don't get into specifics of how it was done, but they obviously were able to at least attempt to track or locate after they had an identity for a certain period of time, but at a certain point that wasn't, they couldn't follow through with that anymore. It got them as close as they could. They did go to California in an attempt to locate in the last known area. They were assisted by the Los Angeles Police Department there as well. Federal agencies, I need to mention it too, also assisted with this case. Not specifically at that location, to my knowledge, but throughout the case, our detectives have been in close contact with various federal agencies who have assisted. But yeah, the technologies, whatever they were at that time that they used, sometimes that's available and sometimes it's not. Sometimes things change, and something we did have is no longer a source.
When speaking to the family of Cairo, did you all get any explanation why there wasn't a missing child's report?
Yeah, I don't have information on that now, and I haven't spoken with the family myself, so I'm sure there's reasons, but no, I don't have information as to.
Well, Cairo remain in Indiana. I know that.
That's very early for me, for anybody to say. That's not something that I would be a part of and be able to answer. In years or time future after everything's completed. That's probably a matter for the family, but I'm not the one to make that call.
I know this case has been personal for you. There have been sleepless nights for yourself and for so many others in your department and for the community. Anyone who's a parent really watching this, how does it feel to finally be able to take a breath and read that boy's name?
Well, we're not going to take a breath other than just, we're still in full stride on this investigation. So, yes, obviously, we've been looking, like I said at the beginning, bittersweet. Nothing's going to change the fact that Cairo is not with us, but we're very thankful for the information that we do have, and we can step forward. We've wanted from the get-go to be able to say we've identified this child and we've identified suspects, and we realize it takes time. But in the whole scheme of things, 6 months later, when we started with nothing other than what was in front of us in the woods that evening, and nobody came forward with any useful information. Not anybody's fault, but nobody could provide any information. Nobody that could provide information came forward. So they went from having nothing other than what lay there in front of them to a lot of answers in 6 months' time. And that really speaks well to our Detective Busick and our detectives and our crime scene technicians, our analysts, everybody involved.
What kind of physical evidence led to this?
Again, we don't get into specifics. You'll have information relied to you with the probable cause affidavit that will mention stuff, but we specifically don't mention that during.
You mentioned resources beyond ISP. Could you talk about at least what those resources were that may have helped find?
Again, there's numerous technologies that are out there. Some are very advanced, DNA technologies, those types of things. We have the technology within the United States Police for some of that, but there's even more advanced DNA technologies that were assisted by other agencies. facial recognition technologies were utilized at one point by federal agencies. So again, multiple agencies assisted. Some of those have, especially the federal backing, they can do a lot of things that the state agency can't. So we were very thankful for that information and those abilities to help us.
Would anyone from Washington County like to address how this has impacted your community and the way that your community really adopted this unknown boy?
I mean, I can, excuse me, I'm sorry. I can personally speak, if the sheriff wants to. I'm also from Washington County.
Okay.
It was my pastor who led the service, the funeral service from my church. So the community really came together and was very emotional and traumatic. We had candlelight vigils, but it's impacted the community tremendously. Why is this child here? But Sheriff, would you like to say anything?
I could only echo what you've said, Gary, about that and how that's impacted the community and everybody coming together. And we appreciate, all the hours that has been spent by the Indiana State Police and other law enforcement agencies, to identify this child and to identify suspects and to get at least one of those suspects in custody at this time. And hopefully with the help of the community, we'll be able to get the other suspect, in custody in a timely manner so that we can bring them both back here to Indiana to bring some closure to this case.
Is Don Coleman being cooperative, would you say, in this investigation?
Again, I can't get into statements or anything like that at this time. So again, you'll have information that's listed in the probable cause affidavit that may assist you in some of those questions. But yes, it's very traumatic. Again, I started to say earlier, a lot of sleepless nights, especially by the detectives involved. Detective Busick has spent numerous hours, and not just Detective Busick, but he is the lead investigator and has done an outstanding job. But all the detectives involved and the people involved in this case, so much information to comb over, to read through, to scan, to watch, hours upon hours. And obviously, the people at the scene, the events that they saw unfolded before them that evening. Sheriff Miller's deputy was the first on scene. Very traumatic, event for him. So it's affected the community as a whole very deeply. So I don't have any more specific comments. I think that covers what we want to say here today. So again, once we're done here, I will get the copies of the probable cause affidavit to each of you. But the number one thing at this point is we have a suspect that's at large. We have a murder warrant for DeJuan Anderson, and we need the public's help. No matter where you live, anywhere in the United States, possibly, out of the country, we can use help locating her. So for Cairo, help us locate her for Cairo so justice can be served for him. Thank you.
I know you did this at the beginning, but would you say and spell your name again, please?
Sure. It's Sergeant Carey Hull, Careyhuls. Thank you.
Thank you guys for being here. My goodness, that was tough, huh? Wow. I'll just close that for a second. My word. I'm so glad they were able to identify him, but it's very difficult to hear, right? I just quickly want to do this, and then we'll look at this updated article here quickly. Okay, and then we might have to go over it again. I don't know, or I'll have to watch it again myself if you guys don't want to go over it again now, and then I'll have to make all the points. I made notes, and we'll go over that. But I'm scared I missed something, So here they say ISP identifies boy found in suitcase, warrant out for mother, woman arrested. So one woman is arrested and one woman, his mother, is still out. So that would be a manhunt situation. So they need your help to locate his mother. And there's a warrant for her arrest for murder. So they say Indiana State Police announced the arrest of one woman and a warrant for the mother of a little boy whose body was found in a suitcase in rural Washington County in April. It's a bittersweet day, said Sergeant Carey Hulls, Indiana State Police. There were no matches to any missing children reports for police to work off of on the case. So he was not reported missing. There is a photo. We'll go over it again after this. I did show it earlier, but I'm going to show it again. So there was no missing person report. They just passed through the area. And so I'm going to go over my little notes as well in a moment. They say an autopsy did not find any signs of physical trauma. No crime scene evidence technologies was spared, Hull said about the investigation. As a result of physical evidence, ISP detectives were able to identify 2 suspects and the little boy found dead. 2 felony arrest warrants were issued for Dawn Elaine Coleman, 40 of Louisiana, and 37-year-old Dwayne Ludi Anderson of Atlanta, who is the mother's child. Wow. So, okay. Coleman was arrested in recent days in San Francisco, California. I believe on October 19th, she was arrested. And so they say in San Francisco, okay, California, police are still trying to locate Anderson. The child was identified as 5-year-old Cairo Jordan. He was never reported to authorities as a missing child. He would have turned 6 on October 24th. We want justice for Cairo, Hull said. A felony murder arrest warrant was issued for Anderson. She's currently at large and believed to have been in the Los Angeles area last. So if she was believed to be there last, I mean, she could be anywhere now. They showed one photo. I hope they're going to put it on social media. And there's obviously this probable cause affidavit, which I'm also going to do my best to get my hands on. And then I'll read that to you guys if I have it. Not right now, but I mean like in the future. Maybe later, if I can get it today. I'm not too sure. But as soon as I have it, I will let you guys know. And damn, they need to find her. Wow. Maybe Los Angeles. So if you're in that area and you spot her based on the photo or everything you know, just call it in, right? They say last Sunday marked 6 months since a mushroom hunter stumbled upon a Las Vegas suitcase deep in the woods and high in the hills on April 16, 2022. The suitcase was not far from a dead-end road. A state police sergeant who has lived in Washington County his whole life told 13 News he didn't even know this road existed. Inside, he found a dead child, described by police as a 5-year-old African-American male, about 4 feet tall with a slim build and short haircut. A month later, ISP released autopsy results showing that the boy died of an electrolyte imbalance. The Washington County community laid the young boy to rest in June, marking his grave with a phrase in loving memory of a little boy known but to God. ISP officials said the investigation into the boy's identity and who could be responsible for leaving his body in the woods is still ongoing. So the investigation is still ongoing, but now at least we know who the 2 suspects are, and more importantly, we know who the little boy is. Oh, my word. So here's pictures of Cairo Jordan. So that was obviously when he was younger. Okay. The Duchess says, thank you for covering this, Gisela. I tagged you in my community post and video I heard this morning. Thank you so much for tagging me. I really appreciate it. Lorraine says, I can go downtown and get a copy of it. Okay, Lorraine, if you want to do that. I'm going to ask my document sources as well to help me get it. But yeah, if you can get it to me, you guys, then I'll go through it. Wow. Okay. So here's a picture. So rest in peace to Cairo. They said Omar Jordan, and then you guys were saying different spellings. We'll have to hear it again to know exactly how to spell the second name. But Cairo Jordan is his name. Hashtag justice for Cairo Jordan. You can share this video. Like the video, share it on Twitter, Reddit, Facebook, wherever you can. Hashtag justice for Cairo Jordan. So here's pictures of him, and that is horrendously the suitcase that his body was found in. Mm-hmm. So to think that he died of an electrolyte imbalance, okay, and then viral, they said viral gastroenteritis. Wow, that is terrible. That is so ridiculous and cruel to put him in a suitcase and leave him in the woods. I just really struggle to get it. Thank you so much. Fairy Raven says Amar is the correct spelling. Yeah, so I corrected my little slide, and then someone was saying, no, it's Omar. So thank you so much, Fairy Raven. Let's see this one. Okay. I'm going to just put this here so you guys can share it as well. Let's scroll this up on the bottom here. Okay, so they found one woman, and I just have to get all these names right, but not the other. They haven't found his mother yet. They have not found his mother. So it's 2 women. They have found the father as well and told him the terrible news. So I would just assume then, did the mother then have custody of him? But then surely really didn't look after him. Yes, hashtag justice for Cairo Jordan. If you guys wouldn't mind sharing that, Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, wherever you can. Okay, so This picture just makes me so sad. Oh, man. Okay. So I'm just going to quickly take this off. Go here. 1 second, please. Then I want to just go over my notes here. So they say they are asking for continued assistance. This is a bittersweet day. His name is Cairo Jordan, 5 years old. On April 16, 2022, his body was found in that Las Vegas suitcase. There were no witnesses or family, and there was no missing persons report. There were no matches to any missing child. The dedicated tip line is still open. It's in the description box as well. He died of an electrolyte imbalance and viral gastro. No crime scene technologies were spared. There's 2 suspects, and then they shared their names, which I'll go here again just to make sure. 2 felony arrest warrants were issued for Dawn Elaine Coleman. So she's still out and about there. Dawn Elaine Coleman, 40, of Louisiana. And then, oh no, wait. Dawn is the one who was captured. Dawn Elaine Coleman, 40, of Louisiana. And then 37-year-old Dwayne Ludi Anderson of Atlanta, who's the mother's child. The mother's child, Dwayne Ludi Anderson, is still at large. So it is a manhunt. Woman hunt. Manhunt. You know what I mean? Okay, so if we go over here, they say on October 19th, so this just happened a few days ago, they located Dawn Coleman in California and arrested her on probable cause. On October 25th, that's today is the 26th. Yesterday, there was an arrest warrant issued for murder for the mother of Cairo Jordan, whose name is Dwayne Ludi Anderson. She's described as an African-American woman, 5'5", 135 pounds approximately. They showed a photo at this press conference. She's been spotted previously at the Echo Park area, Los Angeles, Houston, Vegas, San Diego, and San Francisco. Wow, all over the place. So she moves around. They asked about why she could have been in the area, and then the sergeant mentioned something about the Kentucky Derby in the springtime. So I don't know if they were just passing through and going to and from events. There's a level 1 felony and a level 6 felony as well that's been issued. Neglect, obstruction of justice, and the murder warrant for the mother. They want us to share all of this for justice for Cairo. Physical evidence led to the suspects, but they couldn't get into those specifics. They need help to find her, to find the mother. Okay. And the little boy was identified as Cairo Omar Jordan from Atlanta, Georgia. Georgia. Like Quentin Simon, right? Savannah, Georgia. This is Atlanta, Georgia. Wow, age 5, would have turned 6 on October 24th. Dawn Elaine Coleman. They can't say what statement she's making or if she's cooperating or not, but the mother, they need to find that mother, Dwayne Ludi Anderson. All right. So let's see what you guys are saying. Yeah, that mother. Mother, exactly. Michelle says, good morning, Grizzly from Florida, and I love your channel. Thank you so much. Stacy Wilson says, what kind of person doesn't take their sick child to get treated, right? Like, to think that her brain thought, let's put him in a suitcase and leave him in the woods is just, can't even. True Crime Reactions with Jules of All Trades says his father found out on Cairo's birthday that it was him. Whew. That is terrible. Drea says they didn't announce it as a manhunt, though. That's the issue. They didn't, but they said she's still at large. They need help finding her. They've got an arrest warrant for murder for her. So, yes. Thank you. That is the name. Yes. Dwayne Ludi Anderson. This is who we're looking for, everyone. Wow. So, if I just close this here quickly. I just want to see if I can see it again. Oh, yeah, we go. Here's a picture. This is the mother, Dwayne Ludi Anderson, at large. Breaking. ISP identified the 5-year-old boy found dead in a suitcase in Washington County. In April, as Cairo Jordan, a woman has been arrested and a warrant is out for Cairo's mother. Oh, yes. Let's just go there. Okay. So I'll just pause that. It was 30 minutes long. Where did I see this now? Was it this? No, this one? Yeah. Okay, so here's a picture of her. Let's try to zoom in a little bit. Okay. See this face, everybody? If you see this woman anywhere, you call it in. If you can't remember the number, call 911. So there you go. Cheeky Llama Creations. I haven't prepared my map time right now. We did map time in the previous episode, which is linked in the description box, and it's pinned in the live stream chat here. So if you want to check that out, we did map time there. Might have to refresh myself. I like to be prepared and not like fumble around, you know. Catherine says, "Gee, you are truly amazing covering these cases. Thank you so much." Well, we can go to my video and look at it. I could do that. So here they say Indiana State Police announced the arrest of one woman and a warrant for the mother of a little boy whose body was found in a suitcase in rural Washington County in April. It's a bittersweet day. There were no matches to any missing children, reports for police to work off on the case. There were thousands of tips, but unfortunately none of them panned out. Oh, my word. Okay. An autopsy did not find any signs of physical trauma. No crime scene evidence technologies were spared, Hull said about the investigation. As a result of physical evidence, ISP detectives were able to identify 2 suspects and the little boy found dead. 2 felony arrest warrants were issued for Dawn Elaine Coleman, 40, of Louisiana, and 37-year-old Dwayne Ludi Anderson of Atlanta, who is the mother's child. They haven't said what their relationship is. If they're related, if they're friends, if they're dating, we don't know. Coleman was arrested in recent days in San Francisco, California. Police are still trying to locate Anderson. The child was identified as 5-year-old Cairo Jordan from Georgia. He was never reported to authorities as a missing child. He would have turned 6 years old on October 24th. We want justice for Cairo. Help us locate her for Cairo so that justice can be served for him. So the felony murder arrest warrant was issued for Anderson. She's currently at large and believed to have last been in the Los Angeles area. Wow. Okay, so this we've looked at as well. So what I am going to do, let me just quickly, let's put this on because I believe I had so East Holder Road. 80 feet from the road on a dead end. Okay, so let's just quickly, I know you guys want me to do the map time. Yeah, Google Maps. Just go East Holder. Very nice. We want that, yes. I'll do map time for you guys. I just realized I have this lovely slide I made for you guys. East Holder Road. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, okay, let's do map time. Let's do map time quickly. So this. Okay, so here we go. We've got East Holder Road. Let's just pin this to make it nice and neat, as you know I like to do. Okay, so they say here's East Holder Road, okay? And you can see, I mean, it's really in rural Indiana. 7,000 East Holder Road is where I pinned it before because they said it was at the dead end in the woods here somewhere. So somewhere close to this location right here. I'm going to zoom out so that you can see exactly where. And I mean, how the hell did they drive? They would have to know about this area somehow, right? They would have to have some knowledge of this area. What a place to put a suitcase. Oh my goodness, with a child inside. Whoa. So if I do this and drive it, can we drive it? Can I only walk it? And now we go to Los Angeles. I'm going to just do it like that. Damn. Oh, and they were passing through probably for the Kentucky Derby is what they were talking about. Wow. Does anyone know the area of Atlanta? I was going to say area of Georgia, Atlanta. But yeah, Atlanta, Georgia. I don't know the area. So that is quite something to have driven like that. I mean, even if I put in Las Vegas. Just want to see. Okay. I mean, the suitcase might be from Las Vegas. I'm not sure. But to drive all this way like this, she could be in the Los Angeles area. And then I don't know if it must be her and the woman who was arrested that must have traveled together. Otherwise, why would they arrest the other woman, right? What a drive. 2,364 miles. Oh, my word. Like cross country, literally. But then we've got Atlanta, Georgia. There you go. Is on that side. So let's do it like this. There you go. It's a better looking map that we can at least see this whole cross country trip. My goodness. Okay. So Atlanta, Georgia is there. And this little boy, wow, was left on East Holder Road off a dead end. So they must have driven like this and then somehow known to go here. Maybe they just looked on the GPS. I don't know. Looked for a good spot, which is sickening to think about. And they just left him here in the woods where a mushroom hunter found him. Imagine if the mushroom hunter didn't find him, then he would still be there. Goodness me. Julie says they grow wild in the woods. Lots of Midwesterners mushroom hunt. I'd never heard of it till I moved here. Ah, okay. You want to see where the suitcase or luggage was found? Yeah, it was literally found here in this area. So like that. Okay. Okay, so now if I take that off again, we're almost going to wrap it up. I won't go through the whole conference again because it's half an hour long. So I want to rather go over it, take notes, wait for the probable cause affidavit and all the kind of stuff. Then we have to do an updated episode. Hold on 1 second, please. Oh, okay. Let's quickly see what's going on here. Oh, okay. Wait. Let's see if I could find this. Dad's name is apparently Vincent Jordan. Not that I can find him right now. Just hold on 1 second. Vincent C. Jordan. Oh, I'm going to find his statement quickly on Facebook. I can't find it. Yeah, okay. That one? Yes. I think it's this guy. Oh, my word. Wow, he says, this is the woman who killed my son, Dwayne Anderson. She's been seen in San Francisco lately. She's from Decatur, is that how we say that? Georgia. So now you know the area. But yeah, these are some good photos he's sharing. Thank you, Vincent. Oh, my word. We'll be fighting for justice for Kyra Jordan with Vincent, the father of the child, who found out about the identity of the child in the suitcase on Kyra Jordan's birthday. Wow. Angela says, I sent you a Twitter link. Did you send out an email? What? I must say, my messages are blowing up everywhere right now. You know, when sometimes you get really cool information from everywhere and you're like, what? I don't know where to look anymore. But thank you so much. I will check it all out. Wow. Okay. So yeah, these are better pictures than what they showed us, right? Okay, let's see. Decatur. Is that how I said? Thank you, Aaron. Decatur. Very nice. Decatur, Georgia. Okay, and then over here, here's his statement as well. He said, today my heart was broken into a million pieces. I got a call from an officer telling me that my 5-year-old son, Kyra Jordan, who ironically turned 6 today, was murdered by his mother, Dwayne Anderson, in Indiana, April 14th, 2022. Oh, my word. They found him on April 16th. So that's interesting, that timeline, 2 days before. It's October 25th, his birthday, and they are just now notifying me about his death. Me and my family have spent the past 3 years looking for Dwayne and Cairo. Damn. She took him away at the beginning of our custody battle back in 2017. She threatened to call the police on me for coming to pick him up on an agreed weekend. She never showed up in court, and it's killing me because that weekend is the last time I've seen my baby boy. I swear, y'all don't know the pain. As a father, I feel defeated. This was the only thing I feared on this earth. This sick bitch smothered my son, put his body in a suitcase, and threw him. Whoa. Damn, he's saying a lot here. Okay, so let's read that again. And yes, I'm saying the swear word so that we can read it for the full effect here. This sick bitch smothered my son, put his body in a suitcase, and threw him on the side of the road. Okay, this one I'll censor, but like effing trash, outside of Salem, Indiana. The identified little boy who was found in a suitcase is my son, Cairo Jordan. His story has been on CNN and other news platforms for the past 6 months. And the whole time, it's my child. OMFG. Boy, when I tell you I'm sick to my stomach, everyone knows how I am about my kids. And I never thought I would have got a call. We would have got that call today. This is a parent's worst nightmare. Choose your mate wisely, y'all. It's deeper than just baby mama or baby daddy drama. Rest in heaven, Cairo. I love you, son. Oh, man. So let's look at the pictures. Julie says, I love full effect. Whew, this is... Like when we go through these live press conferences and find out information like this live together, it's really quite something, isn't it? Because the emotions one feels is like distraught and pain, but then at the same time, like really angry, right? Wow. Oh, shame. Okay, here he is with his dad. So cute. What a terrible crime. I just don't understand. Like the mother's like, no, she like takes Cairo away from his dad, even though he's trying to see him and on an agreed weekend. I mean, he's already had enough pain, you know what I mean? And then she does this to Cairo? Why? There's literally a million other options. Sure. You guys are saying, oh no, the dad looks nice. The dad is handsome. So, damn, let's go. Make sure you go show him some love on Facebook. Vincent C. Jordan. This is his profile picture. This is his profile. Don't harass him, but just show him some love. Grizzlies are there for him. Yeah, Angelo says fights for custody and then kills him. Right? Goodness me. Deb says father had been looking for him for 3 years. Exactly. That's what he said. Wow. Okay, so one more time. Let's see the face of the woman that we are looking for. What I can do from the Netherlands is share this face everywhere. What you can do, if you're in Los Angeles, Georgia, or anywhere in the States, who knows where she is at this point? Yeah, keep an eye out. And then call it in. Shall we? What a case. Well, he shared a lot of details we didn't know, right? I don't know what's going on there. Okay, so this is from October 17th. Okay, wait, let's just see. I think that's about it on, yeah, he only just found out about this. So from this point, 11 hours ago, he shared this update. Whoa, this sick bitch smothered my son, put his body in a suitcase, and threw him on the side of the road like effing trash outside of Salem, Indiana. That is so horrendous. It must have been such a shock to him to hear it. The boy found in the suitcase that you've seen on the news, yeah, that's your son. That is, wow. Terrible. OG Jitterbug says, let's get that monster, put her in a suitcase, prison. Whew. It makes me so angry. Like, what is wrong with this woman? Why would you do that? And the dad wanted him. In all these cases, especially involving children, it's like, do you know how many people would have wanted to look after these kids? Come on. Yeah, Amelia says selfish, evil mother. Van Lechim says doesn't look like he might have been neglected or malnourished. From the little we are able to see, the mother must have lost it or something. Yeah, I wonder what on earth. Why would she do that? Katie K says she looks really different to me in every picture. Yeah, she does, right? In between these two. But yeah, keep an eye out, everyone. Shame. Okay. Well, let me check one more time. Just want to check if I've covered everything here from all the emails and things I'm getting. So the dad is from College Park in Georgia. Okay. Oh, yeah, they say. Lives in Atlanta, Georgia, from College Park, Georgia, in a relationship. Oh my word, we're sending condolences out to Vincent C. Jordan, the father of Cairo Jordan, was found deceased in a suitcase on April 16th, 2022. I find it very interesting. I wonder if he's going to have to retract this statement here because law enforcement, well, maybe the probable cause will say more. But here he said, was murdered by his mother, Dwayne Anderson, in Indiana, April 14th, 2022. And to think that this is two women. It's not like one woman losing it, on her own that's already evil and sick enough. There's another woman who's been arrested. We don't know what the relationship is between the two, but what? You can't even believe it. Jamie Loon says, so law enforcement told Daddy was smothered. They must have, because he's saying a whole bunch here that what law enforcement told him. Julie says, Georgia clearly doesn't protect children. Sure, this is quite something. Well, so what I'm going to do, everyone, is go over the press conference myself in my own time. I'm going to end the live stream. I'm going to go over it again, see if there's anything I missed. I'll try to summarize it as well. We can look at it in the next live stream that we do. And I'm going to wait to get that probable cause affidavit that then I could read to you guys. That would be great. So Princess Skywalker, he was not reported missing. They said at the press conference, he was not reported as a missing person. The dad was battling for custody of him, it sounds like, and hadn't seen him since 2017. So thank you so much for being here. Please share this episode. Make sure you like it as well. That helps to get it into the algorithm so that lots of other content creators also see it and can cover the case. The more, the better. Hashtag Justice for Cairo Jordan. If you could share that, Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, WhatsApp, whatever you got. There's many options. I see there's many options when you click the share button. If you could do that, I would really appreciate it. Let's get justice for Cairo Jordan. Let's share the hell out of this. Share it again tomorrow and the next day. Whenever come back to this episode and the previous ones. Let's keep sharing it. I'll keep you posted. As soon as I have those documents, we go live again, and then we'll talk about it. Okay. So Lorraine says, on my way to get documents. Love that. Feel free to film little clips as well of you going there to get the documents. I think that's pretty cool. You're like, here I go. Van Lechim says, let's go find that woman. Yes. So thank you so much, everyone. I know these cases are extremely difficult to process, to deal with. It's not easy at all. I really appreciate that we can all be here together as a community. Thank you for keeping the chat so respectful and kind. And I will see you in the next one, okay? Thank you, mods, best mods. Really appreciate it. Ooh, now we're going to take a deep breath. And I see there's lots happening in the true crime world today, so I'm going to look around at all those other cases too. And then I will see you again soon. Bye, everyone.